Imagine lying under a starry sky, the world quiet, your heart steady. You're not chasing the next job, love or milestone. You're just here breathing, trusting life to unfold. We're wired to race for promotions, perfect partners, or likes on social media. But what if the life you're meant for doesn't need a sprint? What if it finds you when you let go, like a gentle breeze, carrying a dream? Welcome to Once You Stop Chasing. What's meant for you finds you a 12-part journey to discover peace, purpose, and connection. Through stories of real Americans, a coder finding his calling, a teacher embracing love, an artist stumbling into joy, we'll explore how to release control and welcome what's yours. With practical steps, a sprinkle of humor and heartfelt wisdom, this series is your guide to a life that flows effortlessly. As you read, let the words soothe you like a lullaby, easing you into calm. Share in the comments, what's your hometown and how does it shape your dreams? And if these words help you unwind, subscribe to our channel for gentle bedtime stories to drift you into sleep. Let's begin this journey together, trusting that what's meant for you is already on its way, ready to meet you where you rest. In a world that celebrates hustle, ambition, and relentless pursuit, the idea of letting go can feel counterintuitive, even reckless. We're conditioned to believe that to achieve our dreams, whether it's a dream job, a loving relationship, or personal fulfillment, we must chase them with unwavering determination. We're told to grip tightly, to plan meticulously, and to never take our eyes off the prize. But what if the secret to finding what's truly meant for you lies not in chasing, but in releasing? What if the act of letting go creates the space for life's greatest gifts to find you? Letting go is not about abandoning your goals or surrendering to apathy. It's about loosening your grip on the need to control every outcome, trusting that what aligns with your purpose will arrive in its own time. This shift in perspective can feel daunting, especially when society equates effort with worth. Yet the power of letting go lies in its ability to free you from the exhaustion of chasing and open you to the flow of serendipity. It's a quiet rebellion against the pressure to force life into a predetermined mold, inviting you to trust in something greater than your own plans. Chasing often begins with a spark of desire, a vision of what life could be. You picture the perfect career, the ideal partner, or the ultimate sense of success. Fueled by this vision, you dive into action, applying for jobs, swiping through dating apps, or pushing yourself to meet societal milestones. But the harder you chase, the heavier it feels. Deadlines loom, rejections sting, and the gap between where you are and where you want to be seems to widen. The chase can become a cycle of striving and disappointment, leaving you drained and questioning your worth. Consider the story of Maya, a young graphic designer who spent years chasing a coveted role at a top creative agency. She worked late nights, took on freelance projects to build her portfolio, and networked tirelessly. Yet each rejection letter chipped away at her confidence. She felt like she was running on a treadmill, exerting immense effort, but getting nowhere. The constant pursuit left her burned out, disconnected from her creativity, and wondering if her dream was even worth it. Maya's story is familiar to many of us. When we chase without pause, we risk losing sight of why we started in the first place. Letting go doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or settling for less. Instead, it's about releasing the need to micromanage how those dreams come to fruition. It's the courage to trust that life has a way of working itself out when you align with your authentic self. This shift requires a leap of faith, a belief that what's meant for you won't pass you by, even if you stop forcing it to happen. For Maya, letting go meant stepping back from her relentless pursuit. She stopped applying to every job listing and instead focused on rediscovering her love for design. She spent time creating art for herself, not for a portfolio or a hiring manager's approval. In that space of freedom, she began sharing her work online, not with an agenda, but out of joy. Months later, a small studio stumbled upon her posts and offered her a role that perfectly matched her creative style, a role she hadn't even applied for. By letting go, Maya allowed her true passion to shine, attracting an opportunity that felt effortless and right. The power of letting go isn't just philosophical, it's grounded in psychology. When we chase obsessively, our brains operate in a state of stress, triggering the release of cortisol, which clouds our judgment and narrows our focus. This tunnel vision makes it harder to notice opportunities outside our rigid expectations. In contrast, letting go activates the parasympathetic nervous system, fostering a state of calm that enhances creativity and intuition. Studies on mindfulness show that when we're relaxed and present, we're more likely to recognize serendipitous connections, those happy accidents that lead to breakthroughs. Letting go also aligns with the concept of the default mode network in the brain, which is active when we're at rest and not focused on a specific task. This network is linked to insight and problem solving. When you stop chasing and give your mind space to wander, you're more likely to have those aha moments that guide you toward what's meant for you. It's as if the universe rewards your trust with clarity and opportunity. So how do you let go in a world that demands constant action? It starts with small intentional steps. Pause and reflect. Take a moment each day to check in with yourself. Are you chasing out of passion or out of fear? Journaling can help you uncover whether your pursuits align with your true desires. Practice detachment, set your intentions, but release attachment to how they manifest. For example, if you're seeking a new job, focus on preparing well and showing up authentically, but don't obsess over getting a specific role. Embrace rest. Give yourself permission to rest without guilt. A day spent reading, walking, or simply being can recharge your perspective and open you to new possibilities. Trust your intuition. Your gut often knows what your mind struggles to accept. Practice listening to that inner voice, whether through meditation or quiet reflection. Celebrate small wins instead of fixating on the end goal. Find joy in the present. Celebrate the steps you're taking, even if they don't lead directly to your desired outcome. When you let go, you create space for life to surprise you. You move from a mindset of scarcity, believing you must grab every opportunity before it slips away, to one of abundance, trusting that what's meant for you will find you. This doesn't mean you become passive. It means you act from a place of alignment rather than desperation. You pursue what feels right, but you don't cling to it. For Maya, letting go led to a career that felt like an extension of herself, not a prize she had to win. For you, it might mean finding a relationship that flows naturally, a creative project that ignites your passion, or a sense of peace that comes from knowing you're enough. The power of letting go lies in its simplicity. When you stop chasing, you allow life to meet you where you are, bringing with it the people, opportunities, and moments that were always meant to be yours. If letting go is the first step to stop chasing what's not meant for you, then understanding your true desires is the compass that guides you toward what is. In a culture that bombards us with messages about what we should want, six-figure salaries, perfect relationships, Instagram-worthy lives, it's easy to lose sight of what truly lights you up. Americans are raised on the idea of the American dream, but whose dream is it really? Chasing someone else's definition of success can leave you feeling empty even when you win. Discovering your authentic desires isn't just liberating, it's the key to attracting the life that's meant for you. In the US, the pressure to achieve is relentless. From childhood, we're asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? As if life boils down to a single job title. Social media amplifies this, showcasing curated lives that scream success: the tech bro with a startup, the influencer with a beachfront condo, or the parent with a picture-perfect family. These images can trick you into chasing goals that don't align with your heart. The result? You might land the corner office or the ideal partner, only to realize it doesn't feel right. Take Jake, a 30-year-old from Chicago who spent years climbing the corporate ladder in finance. He followed the path laid out by his parents and college advisors: get an MBA, secure a high-paying job, buy a house. By 28, he had it all: a six-figure salary and a sleek apartment. But late at night, scrolling through job boards, he felt a nagging void. He wasn't passionate about finance. He'd always loved woodworking, a hobby he'd abandoned for practicality. Jake's story shows how chasing external markers of success can disconnect you from your true desires. Understanding your true desires isn't just about feeling good, it's about efficiency. When you know what you want, you stop wasting energy on paths that lead nowhere. This resonates deeply in American culture, where time is money and productivity is king. Clarity allows you to focus on what matters, whether it's a career that excites you, relationships that uplift you, or personal goals that spark joy. When you're clear, you don't have to chase. You attract opportunities that align with your authentic self. Psychologically, clarity reduces cognitive overload. Research from decision-making studies shows that when we're overwhelmed by choices or external pressures, we make poorer decisions. By narrowing your focus to what truly matters, you activate your brain's reticular activating system, RS, which helps you notice opportunities that match your goals. It's like tuning a radio to the right frequency. Suddenly the static clears and you hear the signal loud and clear. So how do you figure out what you really want in a world full of noise? Here are 5 practical steps grounded in strategies that Americans love: action-oriented, relatable, and just a little fun. Hit pause and reflect. Americans are always on the go, but slowing down is essential for clarity. Set aside 15 minutes a day to journal or sit quietly. Ask yourself, what would I do if money and opinions didn't matter? Write whatever comes up, even if it feels silly. That childhood dream of opening a bakery or coaching Little League might hold clues to your true passions. Make a list of your core values: freedom, creativity, family, impact, whatever resonates. Then compare them to your current goals. Are you chasing a promotion because it aligns with your value of growth, or because it's what successful people do? This exercise, popular in American life coaching circles, helps you spot mismatches. Grab a trusted friend or mentor and share your thoughts. Sometimes saying your dreams out loud reveals what's authentic. For example, Maria, a nurse from Atlanta, realized she wanted to teach yoga after venting to a friend about her draining hospital shifts. Her friend's encouragement helped her see her passion clearly. Test drive your interests like you're shopping for a new car. Take a class, volunteer, or start a side hustle. When Sarah, a Seattle mom, tried pottery on a whim, she discovered a love for creating art that led to a small Etsy shop. Small experiments help you uncover desires without the pressure of a full commitment. Laugh at the shoulds. Americans are great at poking fun at themselves, so use that humor. When you catch yourself chasing something because you should want it, laugh it off. That fancy law degree or perfect suburban house might be someone else's dream, not yours. Give yourself permission to want what feels right, even if it's quirky, like starting a food truck or writing sci-fi novels. One reason we chase the wrong things is fear. Fear of failure, judgment, or missing out. In the US, where success is often tied to identity, choosing a path that feels off script can be scary. What if you pursue your passion for music and flop? What if your family thinks your dream of starting a non-profit is impractical? The truth is, clarity doesn't mean certainty. It means trusting yourself enough to take the next step, even if it's messy. Consider Maria's leap into yoga teaching. She worried about leaving a stable nursing job, especially as a single mum. But by starting small, teaching one class a week, she built confidence. Within a year, she was leading retreats, something she'd never imagined while chasing secure career paths. Her story shows that clarity doesn't eliminate fear. It gives you the courage to move through it. When you align with your true desires, something magical happens. You stop forcing life to fit a mold. You become a magnet for opportunities that feel effortless because they're meant for you. Jake, the finance guy, eventually left his job to start a woodworking business. It wasn't easy, but every custom table he built felt like a victory. Maria found joy in helping others through yoga, a far cry from her stressful hospital days. Their clarity didn't just change their careers, it changed how they showed up in the world. Who value freedom and self-expression, this is the ultimate payoff. Understanding your true desires lets you live on your terms, not society's. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow or move to a cabin in the woods unless that's your thing. Start small journal experiment, laugh at the shoulds. Over time, you'll notice the right opportunities, people and moments finding you like puzzle pieces falling into place. Clarity is your superpower in a world that loves to tell you who to be. It's not about having all the answers. It's about knowing what questions to ask yourself. As you peel back the layers of expectation, you'll uncover desires that feel like home. And when you live from that place, you don't need to chase, you simply attract what's meant for you. So grab a coffee, a notebook, or a good friend and start exploring. Your true desires are waiting to be found. In America, hustle is practically a religion. From Silicon Valley startups to Wall Street traders, the mantra is clear: grind, harder, sleep, less, win bigger. Social media feeds are littered with #rise and grind quotes, gym selfies at 5 a.m, and influencers bragging about their 80-hour work weeks. The message: if you're not burning out, you're not trying hard enough. But here's the dirty little secret: hustle culture is a myth that's selling you short. Constantly chasing success doesn't guarantee you'll catch it, and it might keep you from the life that's truly meant for you. When you ditch the grind and embrace flow, you open the door to opportunities that feel like they were custom made for you. Hustle culture thrives on a seductive promise. If you outwork everyone else, you'll outshine them. It's the American dream. On steroids, bootstrap your way to the top, no excuses. Movies like The Wolf of Wall Street and reality shows like Shark Tank glorify the hustle painting. It is the only path to success. Scroll through LinkedIn and you'll see posts about skipping sleep to code an app or working weekends to crush it. But what's the cost? Burnout, anxiety, and a sneaking suspicion that you're running a race with no finish line. Meet Alex, a 27-year-old software developer from Austin. He bought into the hustle hype hook, line, and sinker. Fresh out of college, he joined a tech startup pulling all-nighters to meet deadlines and impress his CEO. He chugged energy drinks, answered emails at 2 a.m, and wore his exhaustion like a badge of honor. By 26, he'd earned a promotion, but also a prescription for anxiety meds and a creeping sense of emptiness. I was winning, he said, but I felt like I was losing myself. Alex's story is a wake-up call. Hustle culture promises glory, but it often delivers a hamster wheel. The grind isn't just hard on your body, it's brutal on your soul. Studies from the American Psychological Association show that chronic overwork spikes cortisol levels, leading to stress-related illnesses, poor decision-making, and even memory issues. Hustle culture also narrows your vision. When you're laser-focused on making it, you miss the subtle signs pointing to what's truly yours. A chance meeting, a side project, or a quiet passion you've ignored. It's like sprinting through a forest and missing the wildflowers because you're too busy staring at the path. Hustle culture also breeds comparison. In the US, where success is often measured by likes, followers, or paychecks, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind. That colleague's new Tesla or your friend's viral TikTok can make you double down on the grind, chasing someone else's version of success. But here's the kicker. The harder you chase, the further you get from your own path. The life meant for you doesn't require a Red Bull-fueled marathon. It unfolds when you stop running and start listening. So how do you escape the hustle hype without slacking off? It's about shifting from grinding to flowing, working with intention, not desperation. Here are 5 ways to ditch the myth and align with what's meant for you, with a nod to the American love for practicality and a sprinkle of humor to keep it real. Forget the corner office or the follower count. What does success mean to you? Maybe it's time to surf with your kids or write that novel you've been shelving. Alex redefined success as building apps he loved, not just ones that paid well. Write down your version of winning and let it guide you. Set boundaries, not burnout. Americans love to go big, but you don't need to reply to emails at midnight to prove your worth. Try the rule of say no to tasks that don't spark joy or align with your goals. Protect your time like it's your Netflix password. Hustle culture scoffs at rest, but science begs to differ. A 20-minute nap boosts creativity and focus, according to NASA studies. Swap that third coffee for a quick snooze and watch your ideas light up like a Vegas slot machine. Americans are all about finding your passion, so lean into it. What makes you lose track of time? For Lisa, a barista from Denver, it was baking quirky cupcakes. She started sharing them at work, and soon customers were ordering dozens. Her side hustle became a business not because she chased it, but because she loved it. Trust the what if. Moments hustle culture says to plan every step, but life's best moments are often unplanned. That random coffee chat or volunteer gig could lead to your next big break. Stay open to serendipity. It's like Amazon Prime for your soul, delivering exactly what you need. When you step off the hustle treadmill, something amazing happens. You start to flow. Flow is that sweet spot where effort feels effortless, like hitting every green light on your morning commute. It's not about doing nothing, it's about doing what feels right. Lisa's cupcake business grew because she followed her joy, not a 10-year plan. Alex quit his startup and joined a smaller team working on sustainable tech, a move that felt like coming home. By slowing down, they noticed opportunities they'd missed while grinding. This shift resonates with Americans craving freedom, a core cultural value. Flow lets you work hard without losing yourself. It's the difference between sprinting toward a mirage and strolling toward an oasis. Research on flow states popularized by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi shows that when you're engaged in meaningful work, your productivity and happiness soar. You don't need to hustle to shine, you just need to align. Ditching hustle culture is a quiet rebellion, like swapping a suit for sneakers or choosing a dive bar over a networking event. It's not about quitting your job or ignoring ambition. It's about redefining how you get there. Americans love a good underdog story, and this is yours. The moment you stop chasing someone else's dream, you start living your own. you become a magnet for the right opportunities, whether it's a career pivot, a new friendship, or a spark of inspiration that changes everything. So next time you're tempted to pull an all-nighter or say yes to a soul-sucking project pause, ask yourself, is this me or is this the hustle talking? Take a nap, bake some cupcakes, or just stare at the clouds. The life that's meant for you doesn't need a chase. It's already on its way, ready to meet you where you are. In America, we're obsessed with speed. Fast food, next day delivery, instant likes, everything's on demand. So when life doesn't deliver our dreams on a silver platter by age 30, panic sets in. We're taught that success has a deadline. Get the dream job by 25, marry by 30, buy the house by 35. But what if the universe doesn't run on your Google Calendar? Trusting the timing of life means believing that what's meant for you will arrive when you're ready, not when society says you should be. When you stop chasing the clock, you open the door to moments, people, and opportunities that feel like they were written in the stars. Americans love a good checklist. From high school to retirement, we're handed a script. Graduate, climb the career ladder, settle down, rinse, repeat. Social media dials up the pressure with friends, posting engagement rings or corner office promotions, making you feel like you're behind in the race. The fear of missing your moment drives you to chase harder, swiping through dating apps, applying for jobs you don't even want, or saying yes to opportunities that feel off. But rushing to check boxes often leads to choices that don't fit your soul. Consider Emily, a 32-year-old teacher from Portland. By her late 20s, she felt the clock ticking. Her friends were getting married, buying homes, and landing big promotions, while she was still renting a tiny apartment and teaching middle school. Desperate to catch up, she applied for administrative jobs she didn't care about and went on a string of lackluster dates. The harder she chased, the more stuck she felt. I was running out of time, she said, or so I thought. Emily's story is a mirror for anyone who's felt the weight of society's timeline crushing their spirit. Trusting life's timing isn't about sitting back and waiting for a PowerPoint presentation from the universe. It's about recognizing that growth, opportunity, and connection often come when you're ready to receive them, not when you're forcing them to happen. In a culture that celebrates instant gratification, this can feel like swimming upstream, but life's best moments often unfold when you least expect them, like stumbling on a dive bar with the best live music or meeting a soulmate in a grocery store line. Psychologically trusting the timing of life reduces stress and boosts resilience. Studies from the Journal of Positive Psychology show that people who embrace uncertainty and practice patience report higher life satisfaction. When you stop obsessing over when, you free up mental space to focus on now. This mindset also aligns with the American love for freedom, freedom from the pressure to have it all figured out, freedom to let life surprise you. Real life stories show how trusting the process pays off. Take Marcus, a 40-year-old from Nashville who dreamed of being a musician. In his 20s, he chased fame playing gigs in smoky bars and sending demos to every record label. Rejection after rejection left him jaded, so he took a safe job in marketing. At 38, he started playing music again, just for fun, no pressure. One night, a local producer heard him at an open mic and offered to record his songs. By 40, Marcus had a small but loyal fan base, not because he chased fame, but because he trusted the timing of his passion. Or consider Priya, a 29-year-old from Miami who felt behind in love. After years of dating apps and forced setups, she decided to stop chasing romance and focus on herself, traveling, volunteering, and taking salsa lessons. At a community dance event, she met Javier, a kind-hearted chef, who shared her love for adventure. Their connection was effortless, the kind you can't manufacture. If I'd kept swiping, Priya laughed I'd have missed him. Their stories remind us that life's timing often knows better than we do. Ready to loosen your grip on the clock, here are 5 practical American-friendly steps to embrace life's rhythm with confidence and a bit of swagger. Ditch the deadline mentality. Americans love goals, but not every dream needs a due date. Write down one thing you're rushing: a job, a relationship, and give yourself permission to let it unfold naturally. You're not late, you're on your own path. Celebrate the meanwhile. Instead of obsessing over what hasn't happened, find joy in the present. Love, binge watching, true crime, rock it. Enjoy solo hikes, own it. Marcus found his spark playing music for himself, not a crowd. The meanwhile is where magic brews. Reframe delays as prep time. That job rejection or breakup, it's not a dead end, it's preparation. Research shows setbacks build resilience, making you stronger for what's next. Think of delays as life's way of saying, hold up, I'm getting you ready for something better. Lean into spontaneity. Americans love a good road trip vibe, so channel it. Say yes to a last-minute invite, or try something new, like a cooking class or a poetry slam. Priya's salsa dancing led to love your next yes could lead to something just as epic. Laugh at the rush. When you feel the urge to hurry, poke fun at it. Tell yourself, chill, you're not auditioning for the amazing race. Humor diffuses stress and reminds you that life's not a sprint. Plus, Americans love a good laugh. It's practically our love language. Trusting the timing of life is like dancing to a song you don't know the steps to. You move with the beat, not against it. Emily, the Portland teacher, stopped chasing and started volunteering at a local literacy program. There she found a sense of purpose that outshone any promotion. She also met a colleague who became her partner, proving that love shows up when you're busy living. When you trust the process, you stop measuring your life by milestones and start savoring the moments. This approach taps into the American spirit of optimism and reinvention. You're not giving up. You're choosing to believe that the universe has your back. Every not yet is a chance to grow, every detour, a chance to discover. By letting go of the need to control when things happen, you create space for life to deliver what's meant for you, often in ways you never imagined. So next time you're stressing about being behind, take a deep breath and look around. You're not late. You're exactly where you need to be. Trusting the timing of life isn't about waiting passively. It's about living fully in the present while knowing the future will unfold as it should. Grab a coffee dance to your favorite song, or just sit with the quiet. What's meant for you is already on its way, and it'll arrive right on time. Americans love a plan. Whether it's a 5-year career roadmap, a wedding Pinterest board, or a fitness app tracking every calorie, we're wired to map out exactly how life should go. But what happens when the job you've been gunning for falls through, or the perfect relationship fizzles? Clinging to specific outcomes can feel like gripping a steering wheel in a storm, exhausting and pointless. Releasing attachment to outcomes doesn't mean giving up on dreams. It's about trusting that life can surprise you with something even better. When you stop obsessing over how things should happen, you make room for what's truly meant for you to find you. In the US, we're taught that success comes from laser-focused determination. Want that promotion? Work 60-hour weeks. Want love? Swipe through 200 profiles. The problem, fixating on one specific outcome, blinds you to other possibilities. It's like ordering a burger at a restaurant and ignoring the chef's special that might have blown your mind. This tunnel vision can lead to disappointment, stress, and missed opportunities, that could have been a better fit. Take Sarah, a 34-year-old from San Diego, who spent years chasing a dream to become a corporate lawyer. She studied relentlessly, aced the LSAT, and landed in a top law school. But by her second year, she was miserable, drowning in debt and dreading the long hours ahead. Her heart wasn't in it, but she'd invested so much in this one path that quitting felt like failure. Sarah's story reflects a common American struggle. We get so attached to the plan that we ignore the signs pointing us elsewhere. Releasing attachments to outcomes is like loosening your grip on a kite string. You let it soar without yanking it back. It's not about abandoning goals. It's about holding them lightly so you're open to unexpected twists. This mindset resonates with the American love for freedom and reinvention. When you stop demanding that life look a certain way, you free yourself from the stress of forcing outcomes and invite serendipity to take the wheel. Psychologically, detachment reduces anxiety and boosts creativity. Research from the University of Wisconsin shows that when we're less fixated on specific goals, our brains become more flexible, spotting connections and opportunities we'd otherwise miss. It's like switching from a zoomed-in camera lens to a wide-angle one. You see the whole landscape, not just one tree. Detachment also aligns with mindfulness practices, which are booming in the US, helping you stay present and trust that the right things will unfold. Real-life examples show the magic of releasing attachment. Consider Ryan, a 28-year-old from Boston, who was dead set on landing a role at a big tech firm. He applied to every major company, Google, Amazon, you name it, polishing his resume to perfection. Rejections piled up, and he felt like a failure. Exhausted, he took a break and started tutoring kids in coding at a local community center just to clear his head. One of his students' parents, a startup founder, was so impressed with Ryan's teaching that she offered him a job at her innovative tech company. It wasn't the corporate giant he'd chased, but it was a role that sparked joy and growth. By letting go, Ryan found a path that fit him better than his original plan. Then there's Aisha, a 36-year-old from Chicago, who spent her 20s chasing the perfect marriage. She dated with a checklist: tall, successful, funny, ready to settle down. Every relationship that didn't lead to a ring felt like a waste. Burned out from dating, she decided to focus on herself, taking art classes, traveling solo, and volunteering. At a gallery event, she met Sam, an artist who didn't check all her boxes but made her laugh and feel alive. They're now engaged, and Aisha credits their connection to her decision to stop forcing love into a mold. "I let go of the script," she said, "and found the real thing, ready to loosen your grip." Here are 5 practical steps infused with the American knack for action and a touch of humor to keep it light. Name your must-have. Write down the outcome you're clinging to: a job, a relationship, a milestone. Be honest. Then ask, what's the worst that happens if it doesn't work out? Spoiler, the world won't end, and you might find something better. Focus on the why, not the what. Instead of obsessing over a specific job, focus on why you want it. Maybe it's creativity or impact. Sarah realized she wanted to help people, not just be a lawyer. This shift opened her to teaching, which fulfilled her in ways law never could. Try a no-plan day. Americans love structure, but one plan-free day can spark magic. Wander a bookstore. Try a new cafe, or say yes to a random invite. Ryan's tutoring gig came from a spontaneous choice. You never know what's waiting. Write down 3 things you're grateful for today, even if they're small, like a killer playlist or a sunny afternoon. Gratitude grounds you in the present, making it easier to trust life's flow. Plus, it's cheaper than therapy. When life doesn't go as planned, chuckle. Think of it as a rom-com where the hero stumbles but still gets the happy ending. Aisha laughed off her dating flops and it freed her to enjoy the journey. Humor's your secret weapon. Releasing attachment is like opening your hands to catch the rain. You don't know exactly what you'll get, but it feels refreshing. Sarah left law school and became a high school counselor, a role that lit her up. Ryan's startup job led to a mentorship that shaped his career. Aisha's relationship with Sam grew because she stopped chasing a checklist. When you let go of rigid outcomes, you invite life to surprise you with possibilities that fit your soul. This approach taps into the American spirit of adventure and optimism. You're not settling, you're betting on yourself, trusting that the universe has a knack for delivering. Every no becomes a redirect, every detour a chance to explore. By releasing attachment, you create space for the right opportunities to land, often in ways that make you say, "Why didn't I think of that?" So next time, you're white-knuckling your way toward a goal pause. Take a deep breath, maybe grab a taco, and ask, what if there's a better way? Releasing attachment to outcomes isn't giving up. It's giving yourself permission to dream bigger than your plans. The life that's meant for you doesn't need to be forced. It's already on its way, ready to meet you when you're open to catch it. In the American rat race, it's easy to tie your value to what you achieve. A job title, a bank account, a blue check mark on social media. We chase these markers because we think they'll prove we're enough. But what if the real secret to finding what's meant for you isn't about adding more to your resume? What if it's about believing you're already enough? Cultivating self-worth is like planting a seed that grows into a life where you don't have to chase, you attract. When you stop seeking validation from the outside, the opportunities, relationships, and peace meant for you start showing up like old friends who know your address. America loves a winner. From sports heroes to tech moguls, we're surrounded by stories of people who made it through grit and glory. But this obsession with external success can leave you feeling like you're only as good as your last win. You chase the next promotion, the perfect body, or the ideal partner, hoping they'll fill the void. Spoiler alert, they don't. Without self-worth, even the shiniest achievements feel hollow, like winning a trophy made of plastic. Take Jamal, a 29-year-old from Houston who spent his 20s chasing approval. As a marketing manager, he worked overtime to impress his boss, said yes to every project, and measured his worth by praise and bonuses. At home, he scrolled Instagram, comparing his life to influencers with six-pack abs and luxury vacations. The harder he chased validation, the more inadequate he felt. I was killing it on paper, he said, but inside, I was falling apart. Jamal's story hits home for many Americans who tie their value to what they do, not who they are. Self-worth is the quiet confidence that you're enough no matter what's in your LinkedIn bio or bank account. It's the foundation that lets you stop chasing external validation and start attracting what aligns with your true self. In a country that celebrates individualism, self-worth is your superpower. It frees you to live authentically, not perform for applause. When you believe in your value, you radiate a kind of magnetic energy that draws the right opportunities and people your way. Psychologically, self-worth boosts resilience and decision-making. Studies from the American Psychological Association show that people with high self-worth are less likely to be swayed by external criticism and more likely to pursue goals that align with their values. It's like having an inner GPS that keeps you on track even when life throws curveballs. Self-worth also reduces the need to prove yourself, which means less stress and more space for serendipity. Stories of self-worth in action. Real-life examples show how self-worth transforms lives. Consider Elena, a 35-year-old from Seattle, who spent years chasing approval through her career in public relations. She took every client, worked weekends, and molded herself to fit others' expectations. Burned out, she started therapy and realized her worth wasn't tied to her output. She began saying no to draining projects and started a blog about mental health, something she'd always wanted to do. Her authentic voice attracted readers and led to a book deal she never chased. I stopped trying to be what others wanted, Elena said, and found what I was meant to do. Then there's Diego, a 26-year-old from Los Angeles who struggled with self-worth in dating. He'd changed his personality to match what he thought partners wanted. Funny, serious, adventurous, you name it. After a string of failed relationships, he worked on accepting himself, quirks and all. He started hiking alone, enjoying his own company, and joined a community group without an agenda. There he met Mia, who loved him for his goofy laugh and quiet strength. When I stopped performing, Diego said I found someone who saw the real me. Their stories show that self-worth doesn't just attract, it anchors. Ready to believe you're enough. Here are 5 practical steps infused with the American love for action and a dash of humor to keep it light. Challenge the inner critic, that voice saying you're not smart, attractive, or successful enough. Tell it to take a hike. Write down 3 things you like about yourself, your kindness, your weird dance moves, anything. Read them daily, like a pep talk from your biggest fan, you. Set boundaries like a boss. Americans love going big, but you don't need to say yes to every favor. Practice saying no to things that drain you, like Elena did with toxic clients. It's not selfish, it's self-respect. Think of it as putting up a VIP-only sign for your time. Celebrate your wins, big or small. Did you make a killer smoothie or nail a presentation? High-five yourself. Americans love a good comeback story, so be your own cheerleader. Keep a win jar where you jot down daily victories and read them when you're feeling low. Invest in you time. Self-worth grows when you nurture yourself. Try a hobby you love, like painting or running, without needing to be good at it. Diego's solo hikes helped him reconnect with himself. It's like dating yourself minus the awkward small talk. Laugh at the comparison game, scrolling through Instagram and feeling like a loser. Chuckle and say, nice filter, but I'm still awesome. Humor diffuses the urge to compare. Plus, nobody's life is as perfect as their highlight reel. Trust me, they're hiding their laundry pile too. The magnetism of being enough. When you cultivate self-worth, you stop chasing and start shining. Elena's blog took off because she wrote from a place of authenticity, not desperation. Diego's relationship with Mia flourished because he showed up as himself, not a checklist. Self-worth turns you into a beacon for the right opportunities, jobs that excite you, friendships that lift you, moments that feel like destiny. It's the opposite of hustle culture's grind. It's about standing tall and letting life meet you where you are. This resonates with the American dream of authenticity and self-made success. You don't need to prove your worth, you already have it. Every step you take to believe in yourself is a step toward the life meant for you. It's not about being perfect, it's about being you, unapologetically. So next time you're tempted to chase approval, pause. Grab a coffee, look in the mirror, and remind yourself I'm enough. Cultivating self-worth isn't a one-and-done deal. It's a daily practice, like brushing your teeth or binge-watching your favorite show. The more you believe in your value, the less you need to chase. What's meant for you will find you drawn to the light of someone who knows they're already whole. In a world of algorithms, to-do lists, and 5-year plans, intuition often feels like the quirky cousin nobody takes seriously. Americans are taught to trust data over gut feelings, spreadsheets over hunches, logic over that little voice in your head. But what if that voice knows something your brain hasn't caught up with. Intuition is like an inner GPS guiding you toward what's meant for you when you stop chasing and start listening. When you tune into this quiet wisdom, you find the path to opportunities, relationships, and decisions that feel like they were made for you. In the US, we're obsessed with figuring it out. We analyze pros and cons, consult Google, and poll our friends before making a move. Intuition, it's often dismissed as woo-woo, something for yoga retreats or fortune tellers. Yet every American success story has a hint of gut instinct. Think of Steve Jobs, trusting his vision for Apple, or Oprah, following her instincts to build a media empire. Intuition isn't magic. It's your brain processing patterns and signals faster than your conscious mind can explain. When you're chasing, you drown it out with noise. When you pause, it speaks. Consider Leah, a 31-year-old from Minneapolis who spent years chasing a career in advertising. She climbed the ladder, networked like a pro, and followed every smart career move. But something felt off. She was exhausted, uninspired, and snapping at her roommates. One day, walking past a community garden, she felt a strange pull to volunteer. She ignored it at first. Gardening wasn't on her career plan, but the feeling nagged her. When she finally joined, she discovered a passion for sustainable farming that led to a new career. "It was like my gut knew before I did," she said. Leah's story shows how intuition can guide you when logic alone isn't enough. Intuition is your subconscious mind's way of connecting the dots, picking up on cues your logical brain might miss. It's the feeling that says, this job isn't right, or this person's a keeper, even if you can't explain why. In a culture that prizes productivity and certainty, trusting your gut feels risky, but it's a game changer. When you stop chasing external markers of success, you create space to hear your intuition, which acts like a compass for what's meant for you. Science backs this up. Research from the University of Iowa shows that intuition often outperforms analytical thinking in complex decisions, especially when time is short or data is incomplete. Your brain processes thousands of microsignals, body language, tone, past experiences to guide you. In the American context, where reinvention is celebrated, intuition is your secret weapon for navigating life's twists without a script. It's like having a built-in life coach who works for free. Stories of gut instincts, real-life stories highlight intuition's power. Take Ethan, a 27-year-old from Phoenix who was chasing a finance job to please his parents. He aced interviews and landed an offer at a top firm, but his gut screamed no. Against everyone's advice, he turned it down and took a lower-paying role at a non-profit focused on youth mentorship. There he thrived, feeling fulfilled in a way he hadn't expected. "My gut was louder than my dad's lectures," he laughed. Ethan's intuition led him to a career that fit his values, not his resume. Then there's Sophia, a 33-year-old from Brooklyn who kept chasing the one. She'd analyze every date like a spreadsheet, looking for red flags or green lights. After a string of flops, she decided to stop overthinking and trust her instincts. At a friend's barbecue, she met Lucas, who didn't match her usual type but felt right. Their easy connection turned into a relationship that's still going strong. My brain said, "He's not your plan," but my gut said, "He's your person," Sophia said. Her story shows how intuition can guide you to love when you let go of the checklist, ready to listen to your inner voice. Here are 5 practical steps packed with American flair and a pinch of humor to keep it fun. Quiet the noise. Americans are always plugged in. Phones, emails, Netflix. To hear your intuition, unplug. Try a 10-minute walk without your phone or a quiet coffee break. Leah's garden epiphany came during a phone-free stroll. Silence is where your gut gets loud. Check your body's signals. Your intuition often speaks through your body, a tight chest, a warm feeling, or a sudden, yep. Next time you're deciding something, notice what your body says. Does that job offer make you tense or excited? Your gut's smarter than you think. Test small hunches. Start with low-stakes decisions like picking a new restaurant or saying yes to a random event. Ethan followed a hunch to attend a non-profit's open house, and it changed his life. Think of it as intuition's batting practice swing at the small stuff first. Journal the whispers. Write down those random what-if thoughts that pop up. Want to start a podcast? Move to a new city? Your intuition drops hints like breadcrumbs. Jot them down, no judgment. It's like leaving voicemails for your future self. Laugh at the overthink. When you catch yourself over-analyzing, chuckle and say, "Not today, brain." Humor cuts through the mental clutter. Sophia laughed off her dating spreadsheets, and it freed her to trust her gut. Treat overthinking like a bad rom-com funny, but not the main plot. When you lean into intuition, you start noticing signs you missed while chasing. Leah's gardening passion led to a sustainable farming startup. Ethan's non-profit role connected him with mentors who shaped his career. Sophia's relationship with Lucas grew because she trusted the feeling, not the plan. Intuition doesn't promise a perfect path. It promises one that's yours. It's like a Spotify playlist curated just for you, full of songs you didn't know you needed. This resonates with the American love for authenticity and bold moves. Trusting your gut is like betting on yourself, a classic American underdog move. You don't need all the answers, you just need to listen. Every time you follow that inner nudge, you're one step closer to the life meant for you, whether it's a new career, a true connection, or a moment of clarity that feels like home. So next time you're stuck in analysis paralysis, take a breath and tune in. Grab a taco, sit under a tree, and ask, "What's my gut saying?" Your intuition is always there, whispering directions when you're ready to hear. It's not about ignoring logic, it's about balancing it with instinct. The life that's meant for you doesn't need a chase. It's waiting for you to listen, trust, and follow the path only your gut can see. We love a sure thing. We ensure our cars track our packages and plan our lives down to the minute all to avoid the chaos of the unknown. But life, like a good Netflix cliffhanger, doesn't always give you the script. Chasing certainty, whether it's a guaranteed job, a foolproof relationship, or a predictable future, can keep you stuck running from the very surprises that could lead to your best life. Embracing uncertainty is like saying yes to a road trip without a map. It's scary, exhilarating, and the key to discovering what's truly meant for you. Americans are planners by nature. From 401ks to wedding registries, we're taught to lock down the future. Social media doesn't help with curated feeds, showing lives that seem perfectly scripted: new houses, dream jobs, adorable babies. When your own path feels murky, it's tempting to chase certainty, like it's the last slice of pizza at a party. But trying to control the uncontrollable often leads to stress, missed opportunities, and a life that feels more like a checklist than an adventure. Consider Nate, a 29-year-old from Austin, who spent years chasing a secure career in accounting. He followed the playbook: get a degree, land, a stable job, save for a house. But when his company downsized, leaving him jobless, his carefully planned life unraveled. Panicked, he applied to every accounting firm, desperate for certainty. The rejections piled up, and he felt lost. "I thought planning was the answer," he said, but life had other ideas. Nate's story mirrors a common American struggle. We fear the unknown so much that we chase safety at the cost of growth. Embracing uncertainty isn't about throwing caution to the wind, it's about trusting that the unknown holds possibilities you can't yet see. In a culture that celebrates bold moves and underdog stories, uncertainty is your chance to write a new chapter. It's where creativity, resilience, and serendipity thrive. When you stop chasing a predictable outcome, you open yourself to paths that feel more authentic, whether it's a career shift, a new passion, or a connection that changes everything. Science supports this. Research from the University of California, Berkeley shows that embracing uncertainty boosts adaptability and problem-solving skills. When you're not fixated on a single path, your brain becomes more flexible, spotting opportunities in unexpected places. It's like switching from a rigid workout plan to dancing freestyle. You move better when you're not stuck in a box. Embracing uncertainty also aligns with the American spirit of adventure, tapping into the same boldness that drives entrepreneurs and explorers. Real-life stories show how uncertainty can lead to breakthroughs. Take Vanessa, a 34-year-old from Chicago who spent her 20s chasing a career in journalism. When print media tanked, she faced a choice: keep chasing dwindling newspaper jobs or embrace the unknown. Reluctantly, she took a temp job at a non-profit, figuring it was a stopgap. There, she discovered a knack for grant writing, which led to a fulfilling career in advocacy. "I was terrified of not knowing what was next," she said, "but it pushed me to find something better." Vanessa's leap into uncertainty opened a door she hadn't even noticed. Then there's Carlos, a 27-year-old from Miami who feared uncertainty in his social life. After moving to a new city, he chased friendships by joining every meetup and saying yes to every invite, hoping to build a perfect circle. Exhausted by forced connections, he decided to embrace the unknown and spend time alone exploring the city on his own terms. At a random art gallery event, he met a group of creatives who became his closest friends. "I stopped trying to force it," Carlos said, "and found people who felt like home." His story shows that uncertainty can lead to connections that fit your soul. Ready to roll with the unknown? Here are 5 practical steps infused with American energy and a splash of humor to keep it fun. Reframe the unknown as adventure. Instead of seeing uncertainty as a threat, treat it like a blockbuster movie. You don't know the ending, but it's gonna be epic. Write down one fear, e.g., "What if I don't find a job?" and reframe it as, "What if this leads to something amazing?" Take one bold step. You don't need to dive into the deep end. Try something small but uncertain, like signing up for a class or attending an event solo. Vanessa's temp job was a small leap that changed her life. Think of it as dipping your toes in the unknown. Build a what-if bank. Jot down 3 things you'd try if you weren't afraid of failing. Starting a business, moving, learning to DJ. Keep the list on your phone for inspiration. It's like a vision board, but less glitter and more guts. Lean on rituals for calm. Uncertainty can feel like a roller coaster, so ground yourself with simple rituals. Try journaling, so our morning coffee and a gratitude list. Americans love routine, and this one keeps you steady while the unknown unfolds. Laugh at the chaos when life feels uncertain. Crack a joke. Tell yourself, "This is like a plot twist in my sitcom." Carlos laughed off awkward meetups and it freed him to enjoy his own company. Humor turns uncertainty into a quirky sidekick, not a villain. Embracing uncertainty is like surfing. You ride the wave instead of fighting it. Nate stopped chasing accounting jobs and started a freelance coding gig, which led to a tech startup role he loves. Vanessa's grant writing career bloomed because she embraced a temporary unknown. Carlos found his tribe by wandering into uncertainty. When you stop fearing the unknown, you discover paths that feel like destiny, whether it's a new passion, a friend, or a moment of clarity. This resonates with the American love for bold risks and fresh starts. Uncertainty isn't a roadblock, it's a launch pad. Every uncharted step is a chance to grow, explore, and find what's meant for you. It's the thrill of not knowing what's next, but trusting it will be good. So next time, life feels like a plot twist, don't panic. Grab a burger, take a deep breath and say, bring it on. Embracing uncertainty isn't about being reckless. It's about believing in your ability to handle whatever comes. The life that's meant for you is waiting in the unknown, ready to surprise you when you're brave enough to let it. In America, control is king. We plan our careers, curate our dating profiles, and track our steps with smartwatches, all to steer life exactly where we want it. But what happens when the map fails? When the job, the relationship, or the dream doesn't follow your script? Surrendering isn't giving up. It's letting go of the need to micromanage the universe. It's like handing the DJ your playlist and trusting they'll spin something better. When you surrender the how and when, you invite the life that's meant for you to flow in effortless and true. Americans are wired for control. From vision boards to 10-year plans, we're taught that success comes from gripping the wheel and flooring the gas. Social media fuels this with influencers preaching manifest your destiny while showing off their hustle. But trying to control every detail, your career path, your love life, your 5-star Yelp rating, can leave you exhausted like a chef trying to plate a meal during a power outage. The harder you cling, the less room you leave for life's surprises. Meet Tara, a 33-year-old from Denver who spent years orchestrating her perfect life. As a project manager, she mapped out every career move, aiming for a VP role by 35. She dated with a checklist, rejecting anyone who didn't fit her vision of a future husband. But the promotions were slow, the dates were duds, and her stress was through the roof. I felt like I was failing at life, she said. Tara's story resonates with anyone who's ever tried to force life into a box only to find it won't fit. Surrender isn't waving a white flag. It's trusting that life has a rhythm you can't always choreograph. It's about doing your part, showing up, working hard, but letting go of the need to control the outcome. In a culture that celebrates doers' surrender, feels radical, like skipping the gym for a nap and still feeling like a champ. It's a quiet act of faith that what's meant for you will arrive often in ways you couldn't have planned. Psychologically, surrender reduces stress and boosts well-being. Research from Stanford University shows that letting go of control lowers cortisol levels, improving mental clarity and emotional resilience. It's like unclenching a fist. You feel lighter, freer, and ready for whatever comes. Surrender also aligns with the American love for reinvention, giving you permission to pivot when life throws a curveball, trusting the detour might be the real path. Real-life examples show surrender's magic. Take Malik, a 30-year-old from Atlanta who dreamed of owning a restaurant. He saved for years, scouted locations, and obsessed over every detail: menu decor, even the font on the napkins. When his loan fell through, he was crushed, feeling like his dream was dead. Instead of forcing it, he surrendered, taking a job as a chef at a local bistro to regroup. There he met a regular who became his business partner, helping him open a food truck that became a local hit. "I stopped trying to control everything," Malik said, "and it just happened." His surrender didn't kill his dream, it reshaped it. Then there's Chloe, a 28-year-old from San Francisco who spent years chasing a music career. She auditioned for every talent show, networked with producers, and pushed herself to the brink. Exhausted, she decided to surrender the hustle and play music for herself, posting covers online for fun. One video went viral, catching the eye of a small label that signed her. "I thought I had to force my way in," Chloe said. "But when I let go, the door opened." Her story shows that surrender can lead to breakthroughs you can't orchestrate. Ready to loosen your grip? Here are 5 practical steps packed with American energy and a pinch of humor to keep it real. Name what you're controlling. Write down one thing you're trying to force: a job, a relationship, a goal. Be honest. Then ask, what if I let this unfold naturally? It's like telling your inner control freak to take a coffee break. Do your part, then chill. Surrender doesn't mean doing nothing. Malik kept cooking. Chloe kept singing. Show up, put in the work, but don't obsess over the result. Think of it as planting a seed and trusting it will grow without you hovering. Practice micro surrenders. Start small. Let someone else choose the restaurant or skip planning your weekend to the minute. Tara let a friend plan a trip, and it led to a hiking group where she met her now fiancé. Small surrenders build trust in the big ones. Breathe through the unknown. Americans love control, but uncertainty is where growth happens. When you're stressed, try box breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4. It's like a mini vacation for your brain, calming you to trust the process. Laugh at life's plot twists. When plans go awry, chuckle and say, well, that's not in the script. Humor eases the sting. Chloe laughed when her viral video wasn't even her best take. It reminded her life's got its own sense of humor. Surrendering is like jumping into a river and letting it carry you. Tara stopped chasing the VP title and took a role leading community projects which brought her joy she hadn't expected. Malik's food truck became a stepping stone to a brick-and-mortar restaurant. Chloe's music career took off because she played for love, not pressure. When you surrender, you don't lose. You gain clarity, peace, and opportunities that feel like they were meant to be. This taps into the American spirit of adventure and optimism. Surrender isn't defeat. It's a bold choice to trust yourself and the universe. It's the thrill of not knowing what's next, but believing it'll be good. Every time you let go, you're saying, I'm ready for what's mine. And life, like a good friend, delivers. So next time, you're white-knuckling your way through a planned pause. Grab a smoothie, take a deep breath and ask, what if I let this go? Surrendering isn't about losing control. It's about gaining freedom. The life that's meant for you doesn't need a chokehold. It's already on its way, ready to meet you when you trust the flow. Let go, laugh and watch the beauty unfold. We're all about networking. From LinkedIn connections to speed dating events, we're taught that relationships, whether professional, romantic, or social, are something to chase like a Black Friday deal. But chasing connections often feels like auditioning for a role you don't even want, leaving you with shallow ties that fizzle fast. What if the key to meaningful relationships isn't pursuit, but presence? Building authentic connections means showing up as your true self, not a polished version crafted to impress. When you stop chasing approval, the right people, friends, partners, mentors, find you like moths to a flame. Americans are social creatures, but we're often caught in a cycle of chasing relationships to fill a void. We join every club, swipe through dating apps, or schmooze at networking events, hoping to win friends' love or influence. Social media amps up the pressure with feeds full of squad goals and power couples making you feel like your social circle needs a glow up. But chasing connections can lead to inauthentic relationships, ones built on posturing rather than real bonds. It's like ordering a latte with extra foam and getting a cup full of air. Take Mia, a 30-year-old from Los Angeles who spent years chasing the perfect social life. She said yes to every happy hour, joined networking groups, and curated her Instagram to look like a social butterfly. But her friendships felt surface level. and her dating life was a revolving door of mismatches. "I was trying to be everyone's best friend," she said, "but I wasn't even my own." Mia's story reflects a common American struggle. We chase connections to feel valued, but end up feeling lonelier than ever. Authentic connections happen when you show up as you, quirks and all, without trying to win a popularity contest. In a culture that celebrates individuality, authenticity is your ticket to relationships that last. When you stop chasing approval, you create space for people who vibe with your real self, not the version you think they want. These connections, whether friendships or romances, feel effortless because they're rooted in truth. Psychologically, authenticity fosters trust and belonging. Research from the Journal of Social Psychology shows that people who express their true selves in relationships report higher satisfaction and stronger bonds. It's like switching from a scripted pitch to a real conversation. People respond to the real you. Authenticity also reduces the stress of performing, freeing you to enjoy connections instead of managing them. In the American context, where keeping it real is a cultural badge, authenticity is the key to relationships that feel like home. Real-life stories show the power of being yourself. Consider Jay, a 35-year-old from Seattle who used to chase professional connections to boost his tech career. He attended every conference, handed out business cards like candy, and tailored his personality to fit the room. Exhausted by the facade, he decided to stop networking and start being real. At a casual meetup, he shared his nerdy love for retro video games instead of his usual elevator pitch. A fellow attendee, a startup founder, bonded with him over Pac-Man and later offered him a role as a game designer. "I wasn't trying to impress," Jay said, and that's what worked. His authenticity built a connection that changed his career. Then there's Layla, a 27-year-old from Atlanta who chased romance by molding herself to match her dates, sporty, artsy, whatever they wanted. Tired of pretending, she started showing up as her quirky, book-loving self. At a local bookstore's poetry night, she read a poem about her love for sci-fi novels. A guy named Theo, drawn to her unfiltered passion, struck up a conversation. They're now inseparable, bonded by their shared weirdness. "I stopped playing a part," Layla said, "and found someone who loves the real me." Her story proves that authenticity attracts the right people, ready to stop chasing and start connecting. Here are 5 practical steps, packed with American flair and a touch of humor to keep it fun. Own your weird. Americans love a good underdog, so embrace what makes you unique. Your obsession with true crime podcasts or your terrible dance moves. Write down one quirky thing you love about yourself and share it with someone. It's like flying your freak flag and the right people will salute. Ditch the script. Stop rehearsing what you think people want to hear. At your next social event, share a real story or opinion like Jay did with his video game passion. Authenticity is like a good burger, simple, satisfying, and always a crowd pleaser. Seek quality, not quantity. Americans love going big, but you don't need 500 friends. Focus on 1 or 2 deep connections. Invite a colleague for coffee or join a small book club like Layla's poetry night. It's less about filling your contacts and more about filling your heart. Listen like you mean it. Authentic connections need real listening. Put down your phone and ask someone what lights them up. It's like giving them a stage, and you'll be amazed at what you learn. Plus, it's cheaper than buying them a drink. Laugh at the awkward social flops happen. Spill your drink, forget a name, no biggie. Chuckle and say, "Well, that's me." Humor turns awkward moments into bonding ones. Layla's sci-fi poem could have bombed, but her confidence made it a hit. Laugh and others will too. When you show up authentically, you attract people who see and value the real you. Jay's game designer role came because he stopped networking and started connecting. Layla's relationship with Theo flourished because she embraced her quirks. Authentic connections don't require chasing, they flow when you're true to yourself. It's like planting a garden, you don't force the flowers to grow. You create the conditions and they bloom. This resonates with the American love for authenticity and bold self-expression. Being yourself isn't just liberating, it's magnetic. Every time you show up real, you're inviting the right people to join your story, whether it's a friend, a partner, or a mentor who gets you. So next time you're tempted to chase connections, pause. Grab a soda, look around and ask, who am I really building authentic connections? Isn't about collecting people, it's about sharing your true self and trusting the right ones will stick around. The relationships meant for you are out there, ready to find you when you're ready to be you. We're always looking ahead. We set goals, hustle for the next big thing, and scroll through feeds that scream, your future could be this shiny. But chasing tomorrow often means missing today, like speeding through a scenic road trip without glancing out the window. Finding peace in the present is about hitting pause, soaking in the moment, and trusting that what's meant for you will find you right where you are. When you stop racing toward the future, you discover a calm that opens your eyes to opportunities, connections, and joys already around you. Americans are pros at living in fast forward. We plan careers, save for retirement, and obsess over where we'll be in 5 years. Social media fuels this with influencers flaunting dream homes or jet-setting lifestyles, making you feel like you're always one step behind. This future-focused mindset can trap you in a cycle of chasing a better job, a hotter date, a bigger bank account while the present slips by unnoticed. It's like binge watching a show but skipping the best episodes to get to the finale. Take Olivia, a 32-year-old from Boston who spent her days chasing better. As a marketing coordinator, she was always angling for a promotion, working late, and networking non-stop. At home, she worried about finding the one and buying a house to keep up with her friends. But the more she chased, the more anxious she felt, barely noticing her daily life. I was so focused on what I didn't have, she said, I forgot what I did. Olivia's story is a wake-up call for anyone who's ever let the present blur in the rush for tomorrow. Living in the moment isn't just a catchy hashtag, it's a game changer. When you're fully present, you notice the small joys, connections, and opportunities that chasing often drowns out. In a culture that loves productivity, embracing the now feels like a mini rebellion, freeing you from the pressure to always be on. Peace in the present lets you see what's already working in your life, making you a magnet for what's meant for you without the stress of pursuit. Science backs this up. Research from Harvard University shows that mindfulness, staying present, reduces stress and boosts happiness. When you're not distracted by what's next, your brain's prefrontal cortex lights up, enhancing focus and emotional balance. It's like giving your mind a vacation without leaving your couch. For Americans who value freedom and self-expression, living in the present is a way to reclaim your time and energy for what truly matters. Real-life stories show how the present can transform your life. Consider Noah, a 28-year-old from Portland who was always chasing the next gig as a freelance photographer. He'd hustle for clients, compare himself to Instagram pros, and worry about making it. Burned out, he started practicing mindfulness, taking walks to notice the world around him, trees, street art, even the smell of coffee shops. During one walk, he snapped a candid shot of a local market, posted it online, and caught the eye of a gallery owner. That moment of presence led to his first solo exhibit. I wasn't even trying. Noah said I was just there. Then there's Aaliyah, A 30-year-old from Houston who chased love like it was a deadline. She'd overanalyze every date, planning her future with each match. Exhausted, she tried mindfulness meditation, focusing on enjoying her days, cooking, dancing, laughing with friends. At a salsa class, she met Kai, not because she was looking, but because she was present, radiating joy. Their connection grew naturally, and they're now planning a life together. I stopped chasing love, Aaliyah said, and found it in the moment. Her story shows that presence attracts what's meant for you. Ready to live in the now? Here are 5 practical steps infused with American energy and a dash of humor to keep it light. Start with a mini pause. Americans love efficiency, so try a 1-minute mindfulness break. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and notice your surroundings, your chair, the hum of your fridge. It's like a mental reset button, no yoga mat required. Savor the small stuff. Find one thing to enjoy today. A sunny day, a great taco, your dog's goofy grin. Noah's market photo came from noticing a moment. Write down 3 daily joys in a notebook. It's like collecting souvenirs from the present. Ditch the multitasking myth. Americans pride ourselves on juggling, but it kills presence. Try single tasking. Eat without scrolling. Listen without planning your reply. Aaliyah found connection by focusing on her dance steps, not her phone. It's like giving your brain a high five. Try a gratitude ritual. Each morning, list 3 things you're grateful for, like your coffee or a kind coworker. Research shows gratitude anchors you in the now, boosting mood. It's cheaper than a latte and twice as uplifting. Laugh at the rush. When you catch yourself stressing about the future, chuckle and say, "Not today, time machine." Humor cuts through anxiety. Olivia laughed off her promotion obsession, and it freed her to enjoy her work. Treat the future like a clingy ex, let it go. Finding peace in the present is like tuning into a radio station you forgot you loved. Olivia stopped chasing promotions and started appreciating her team, which led to a mentorship that boosted her career. Noah's mindful walks sparked a creative breakthrough. Aaliyah's presence in dance class brought her love she didn't have to chase. When you're fully in the moment, you notice the people, ideas, and opportunities already around you, waiting to connect. This resonates with the American love for freedom and authenticity. Living in the present isn't about ignoring goals. It's about trusting that you don't need to chase them to death. Every moment you savor is a step toward the life meant for you, whether it's a new passion, a deep connection, or a quiet sense of enough. So next time you're racing toward tomorrow, hit pause, grab a smoothie, take a breath, and look around. What's here now? Finding peace in the present isn't about stopping your life. It's about starting it right where you are. The things meant for you, love, purpose, joy, are already in the room, waiting for you to notice. Be here, be you, and watch them light up. After a journey of letting go, trusting your gut, and embracing the present, you've stopped chasing, and something magical has happened. The job, the friend, the spark of joy you didn't force, has shown up like a package you didn't even know you ordered. In America, we're quick to chase the next goal, but we're not always great at pausing to celebrate what's already arrived. Celebrating what finds you isn't just about throwing a party, it's about savoring the moments, connections, and opportunities that land in your life when you trust the process. When you stop chasing, you don't just find what's meant for you, you learn to cherish it. Americans are goal chasers by nature. We land a job, and before the ink's dry on the contract, we're eyeing the next promotion. We meet a great person, and we're already planning the wedding. This onto the next mentality, fueled by a culture of hustle and highlight reels on social media, can make us gloss over what's right in front of us. We're so busy looking ahead that we forget to high-five ourselves for what's already here. But celebrating what finds you anchors you in gratitude, amplifying the joy of a life that flows naturally. Take Liam, a 34-year-old from Chicago who spent years chasing a tech startup dream. He pitched to investors, worked 80-hour weeks, and measured his worth by funding rounds. When his startup flopped, he was devastated, but he decided to stop chasing and focus on what he loved: coding for fun. A friend saw his side projects and recommended him for a role at a small tech firm. Liam landed the job, but instead of immediately aiming for the C-suite, he paused to celebrate. He threw a barbecue with friends, savoring the relief of a job that felt right. "I used to rush past the wins," he said. "Now I soak them in." Liam's story reminds us that what finds you deserves a moment in the spotlight. Celebrating what finds you isn't just feel-good fluff, it's a mindset shift. It's about recognizing that the opportunities, relationships, and moments that arrive without force are gifts worth cherishing. In a culture that loves achievement, taking time to celebrate taps into the American spirit of optimism and gratitude. It's like throwing a tailgate party for your soul, complete with confetti and your favorite playlist. When you honor what's meant for you, you deepen your connection to it, making space for more to come. Science supports this. Research from the University of Pennsylvania shows that celebrating positive events, big or small, boosts well-being and strengthens relationships. It's called capitalizing, and it's like putting your happiness in a savings account that grows with interest. Celebration also rewires your brain to notice abundance rather than scarcity, making you more open to the next serendipitous moment. For Americans who value freedom and joy, celebrating what finds you is a way to live fully in the life you've built. Real-life stories show the power of celebration. Consider Amara, a 29-year-old from Miami who spent years chasing a high-flying fashion career. She interned for free, networked relentlessly, and moved to New York to make it. Burned out, she returned home and started designing clothes for herself, just for fun. A local boutique owner saw her work and offered to sell her designs. Instead of immediately chasing bigger stores, Amara celebrated. She hosted a small pop-up event with music and friends. The event drew a crowd, leading to a collaboration with a sustainable fashion brand. "I stopped to enjoy it," she said, "and it opened new doors." Her celebration amplified her success. Then there's Ethan, a 31-year-old from Denver, who chased friendships to fill his social calendar. He'd say yes to every invite, trying to build a perfect circle. Tired of shallow connections, he focused on being present with a few close friends. One night at a low-key game night, he realized he'd found his tribe. Instead of rushing to plan the next hangout, he celebrated the moment with a toast, thanking his friends for being real. That gratitude deepened their bond, and they're now like family. "I stopped chasing people," Ethan said, "and started cherishing the ones who showed up." His story shows that celebrating what finds you strengthens what matters. Ready to throw a party for your life? Here are 5 practical steps packed with American vibes and a sprinkle of humor to keep it fun. Mark the moment, landed a job, or made a new friend. Do something to celebrate, even if it's small. A dinner, a dance party in your living room, or a selfie with a goofy grin. Amara's pop-up event was her way of saying, "This matters. Make it your own. Share the joy." Americans love a good story, so tell someone about your win. Call a friend, post a humble brag, or text your mum. Sharing amplifies happiness like turning up the volume on your favorite song. Ethan's toast made his game night unforgettable. Keep a gratitude jar. Write down moments that find you a kind word, a random opportunity, and toss them in a jar. Read them when you're feeling low. It's like a highlight reel of your life minus the Instagram filters. Savor the small stuff. Not every win is a blockbuster. Celebrate the little things, a great conversation, a sunny day, a job well done. Liam's barbecue wasn't fancy, but it felt like $1,000,000. Small celebrations add up to big joy. Laugh at the journey. When you look back at how far you've come, chuckle at the detours. Say, wow, I didn't plan this, but it's awesome. Humor keeps it light. Amara laughed at her New York hustle, knowing her Miami win was sweeter. Celebrate with a wink. Celebrating what finds you is like dancing to a song you didn't pick, but love anyway. Liam's new job felt sweeter because he savored it. Amara's fashion success grew because she celebrated her first step. Ethan's friendships deepened because he honored the moment. When you stop chasing and start celebrating, you amplify the magic of what's meant for you, whether it's a career, win a new connection, or a quiet sense of peace. This resonates with the American love for joy and second chances. Celebration isn't about bragging, it's about owning your story and trusting more is coming. Every moment you cherish is a signal to the universe I'm ready for what's next. And the universe, like a good friend, keeps delivering. So next time something wonderful finds you, don't rush past it. Grab a cupcake, crank up your favorite tune, and say, "This is mine." Celebrating what finds you isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making every moment perfect. The life that's meant for you is already here, waiting for you to raise a glass and dance. The journey to a fulfilling life isn't about chasing, it's about trusting. This 12-part series explores the transformative power of letting go, showing Americans how to stop racing for external validation and embrace what's meant for them. Each part offers a unique lens on releasing control, from letting go of rigid plans, Part 1, to celebrating serendipitous moments, Part 12. The series challenges the hustle-obsessed culture, encouraging readers to find peace, purpose, and connection by aligning with their authentic selves. Key themes include understanding true desires, Part 2, debunking the myth of relentless grinding, Part 3, and trusting life's timing, Part 4, readers learn to release attachment to outcomes, Part 5, build self-worth, Part 6, and follow intuition, Part 7, embracing uncertainty, Part 8, and surrendering control, Part 9, open doors to unexpected opportunities while authentic connections, Part 10, and mindfulness, Part 11, ground you in the present. Finally, celebrating what finds you, Part 12, seals the journey with gratitude and joy. Through relatable stories like Maya's rediscovery of her creative passion, Liam's celebration of a new job, and Aaliyah's love found in a dance class, the series illustrates how stopping the chase leads to breakthroughs. Practical steps infused with humor and American flair make the advice actionable, from journaling gratitude to laughing at life's plot twists. Backed by psychological insights, the series shows that letting go reduces stress and boosts resilience, aligning with America's love for freedom and reinvention. Ultimately, it's a call to trust yourself, live in the now, and welcome the life that's meant for you with open arms.